We line up our 21st century learners with innovative teachers that truly care about empowering students.
Staff who are involved in all aspects of school life, staff that care, staff that show that they're compassionate, filled with empathy, can understand what the kids are experiencing and going through, to be able to help them take those steps to empower themselves. Students need to know that they feel supported, and as a staff we need to make sure that we have them feel that way.
I find that all the teachers involved with the students know every student in the school, and it's nice because it's a smaller community that way. So every teacher has a chance to be involved with each of the students, everybody knowing each other, which I feel like really empowers the staff because they can be involved in many different aspects of the student's educational career.
With our staff, one of the important things I believe is that creative license. They have a curriculum to work within, but giving them the opportunity to meet together as professionals, to explore different options in engaging the curriculum and engaging their students. Through that engagement, staff feel empowered. It's a voice and choice thing, for staff also, giving them the opportunity to work together with other professionals and use their professional judgment.
I think it's important that staff understand that I'm part of the learning as well. Building that trust with them is very important, and them understanding that we're here to learn together, making mistakes together, learning from that and moving forward will only help students. We've taken a lot of time to provide opportunities for their personal growth through professional learning communities, through some of the learning structures here that we've engaged in. Take time at staff meetings and any of our PD sessions to really go deep into our learning has been supportive. Many of our staff have participated in volunteer book talks on their own time, and it just enhances the community here as learners.
As teachers, we tell our students, work together, collaborate, talk to one another, come up with ideas in a group. And I find that sometimes teachers, they're hesitant to do that. And in the last decade or so, it seems like we've been really focusing on collaboration, working together, trying new ideas, identifying best practices in a very experimental sort of way. Like, let's try this, let's try that. This worked for me, and this might work for you. Collaborating the way that we encourage the kids to in the classroom, I find that that's very effective for teachers, and we build on those best practices by talking to one another.
One of the things that I think most educators are understanding is the importance of building relationships with students, that learning is social, that it's done within a community and a learning environment that is supportive of risk-taking, of persevering, and in an atmosphere where mistakes are viewed as opportunities to learn. When we build relationships with our students, then we're able to engage and empower them because we know them as individuals first. And we can engage in learning activities that really are geared to their interest.
I get a lot of teachers that come and approach me and ask me to help provide an Indigenous perspective into the curriculum. So that could look like myself going into a class and providing some type of presentation based on what they're studying at the time. It could look like guest speakers from the community coming in and providing their knowledge. And it could also look like me giving them the resources that they need or that they might not have access to, or because sometimes finding those resources is difficult. A lot of our teachers weren't taught about the Native studies or history or culture, or, just because that's the way history has always been taught. So I'm there to provide that perspective for them. So it gives them a chance to learn as well about the culture and the contributions that First Nations, Métis and Inuit people have made through the history of Canada, so that they can take those resources, learn for themselves, and then be able to incorporate that into the curriculum and to their teachings and studies.
Often with First Nations, Métis and Inuit education, We want people to see that regardless of subject area, regardless of grade, that there are multiple opportunities to infuse the history and the culture and the teachings into the curriculum and into their classrooms. So we provide multiple professional learning opportunities where it's not just about inviting teachers who specifically teach Native Studies, but teachers in all areas, including librarians, including English teachers, including history teachers, so that they really see how it's really something that should be all of our responsibility and continue on that path of reconciliation.
With my teaching partners, we meet informally on a daily basis, pretty much just to check in and, share with each other, how things worked and didn't work. And but formally, we meet approximately once a month in our PLCs. PLCs are a good time to plan together and share good teaching strategies that we've done and lessons that we've done.
Well, I think it's a lot of collaboration, a lot of, again, rich discussion between colleagues, sharing ideas, and with the common good of the students as obviously the main focus.
I see how a lot of teachers go the extra mile to help students who have problems with things, or if they have something to overcome, not even with learning, but something that they're just busy, they're stressed, they have emotions, and teachers help them. They take the time to not just give them something standard, they give them something that'll help that student excel and reach their full potential, and I think that's really important to have.
Teachers at our school are always willing to help students. They take their time after school or on their own lunch to make sure that they understand what they're learning, or whether they need any support emotionally, academically. Teachers are always there for the students. We have a program called Brain Train where students are able to go and get some tutoring from the teachers, and whether they need their homework done or they need help with an assignment or their homework, that's something available to students.
I'm really proud to be a part of Westgate, and the staff here is absolutely engaged every day in learning. We have PLC time where we're allowed to delve into topics that are important in our teams, in our grade teams, but our whole school has really taken a learning stance, and from PD opportunities to sharing at staff meetings, I learn from my colleagues every day, and it makes me a better teacher.
My leadership teacher and my guidance counselor last year gets kids involved, like leadership kids involved in leadership opportunities, and kids that are on council or in his leadership class or are shy but want to take a leadership role. He always offers us opportunities and different programs that we can get involved in. We also have SIA, Society of Excellence in Academics, program here, and the teachers that run that, there's 2 of them, and they just get those kids with high academic achievement, they get them extraordinary opportunities to go to conferences or competitions and things like that and compete or just take place in those to enrich their learning.
And the teachers are they're always encouraging you to join different clubs, and they're really helpful because sometimes you have to miss class in school for different things. They're very helpful making sure you still know what was going on in class, and they make it seem like it's a really good thing to be part of the different teams as well as being in class. They're always willing to be there before school or at lunch. If you have questions, they'll come and help you, and they're really dedicated to making sure that you understand things. I always feel if I have questions, I can ask them, and they're really open to helping you, and they'll go above and beyond. I've had to miss school for a cross-country meet, and they're willing to stay at lunch and let me write a missed test or give me notes and stuff like that. So just you always feel you're caught up, and it's their number one priority to always help you.
We have a really good variety of teachers who come from different backgrounds, and each one brings a unique quality to LDSS. We have teachers who obviously take care of sports, who help students during lunchtime who are struggling with academics. We have teachers who are involved in the community. We have teachers who just put in a lot of their own time, and they'll create trips for our students so that they can go on field trips, a variety of field trips that we go on. We also have co-op and the SHSM program, where teachers are really involved in putting in a lot of their time and providing our kids opportunities that they normally wouldn't get.
We have a very dedicated staff. I would say by the time Friday hits, we're pretty tired because we love our job. We genuinely care about it. I love coming to work. I walked through the school the other day, and as soon as I arrived, there were students laughing in the doorway, and I thought, what a nice way to be greeted. And I walked, my classroom's quite far from the front door, walked through the entire school, and there were nothing but happy people. Teachers helping, putting in that extra time. And these same teachers, of course, they're committed to academics, but they're also putting in so much extra time coaching. We have some very involved clubs and initiatives within the community.
My teachers are all more than willing to help me, whether it's like academically or personally. They're always there whenever you need it to help me. Like personally, I'm an academically well student. Like I thrive, in both aspects, and like I'm also involved in like school clubs, and I'm working a part-time job while volunteering, and it like shocks me sometimes like how I'm still able to keep up with my academics, but it's just because when I don't know what I'm doing, like I'll just approach a teacher and they're like more than willing. They'll be like, yeah, I want me to stay after school, like do you want to come in at lunch? I can come in early in the morning, and it's like they're always more than willing to help.
One example that I can share is through the student success team that I have the pleasure of being part of. We meet weekly, and each of us brings concerns to the table, and then we as a group address those concerns and brainstorm great ideas to help those students that are struggling in the building. And I think that is a powerful tool when a student is in crisis or when a student is struggling. The team wraps around that student in an effective and efficient way, and I think in a timely manner. And I think that's really important to support those students that need that little support, that extra support to reach their potential.
Staff engagement is very similar to student engagement, in fact, where very intentionally we structure it so that staff have a huge voice regarding what happens in the building. So I rely a lot on my formal and informal leaders in the school. Our department heads, for instance, have a say in most major decisions that happen in the school. We really believe in distributive leadership and shared leadership throughout the school. We don't make major choices in the school without input from the heads. And they understand that with that input comes responsibility, and they take that to heart. And that's not just our department heads, our leaders, and I say to teachers all the time, every teacher is a leader in this school, and the expectation is that they find ways to lead, change school culture, embrace the school goals. We ask every teacher to take a look at our school improvement goals and articulate how they are going to make those goals visible in their classroom, through clubs, through the activities, the way they interact with parents, etc. So every teacher in this building interacts with the school improvement goal and tries to exemplify the goals that are stated.
I think that our staff has really been empowered by our administration and the extremely strong vision that Kyle has as far as partnering, with our community to help our students really acquire the skills that they need. He's fostered a lot of partnerships, with different groups, with the hospital, for example, or with, church community groups that have really brought to his attention the need for specialized programming for certain segments of our population that may have been underserviced before. And he's made that a huge focus. And our school improvement plan has been, centered on those goals, and he's got us all moving in that direction. So when he sees, he really recognizes the talents that are here. I feel like he really sees that, and then he applies our skills. He encourages us to apply our skills to the different partnerships that we've already developed and in alignment with those goals. So that's pretty powerful.
With this year, I am really fortunate to be a part of an initiative that is a partnership between the University of Windsor and Greater Essex. It's our collaborative inquiry initiative, and we work with small groups of teachers to support them in their investigations, in their research. Groups of teachers are working together collaboratively to develop research around a professional curiosity or some type of student learning need that they feel they need to innovate or initiate some conversation around. So this year we were really lucky to have 18 teams, and those teams range from 3 teachers to about 5 teachers per team, and 3 whole school collaborative inquiries. This is it's an educator-driven initiative that really supports the learning and is focused really specifically to the needs of teachers in their classrooms. This really takes the lens of research and puts it in the hands of educators.
Math leads have been identified. That's a team of teachers that are coming. Every school has at least one teacher and their LST teacher. They are coming together, and that is the learning piece. Those teachers will then take that learning back and then share that piece with the school as the unit, so that teachers can take that learning back to their classrooms. I see this really as an alignment piece now, from elementary right through to secondary, as we are looking at, we're working together towards common goals. Our math vision and our commitment to educators and administrators being able to, this commitment to learning and in providing environments for our students where all students can learn math deeply, and it is really about the math learning. So I'm really enjoying this alignment piece. I think we're all on the same page together to increase our student achievement.
I think it's a really exciting time to be leading a school where the staff is having access to the most current research in math, whether it's Joe Bowler or Marion Small or you know, any of the other people, and they're actually taking that work and making it their own, so that you can see the impact of their teaching on the students, as well as the impact on the learning of the students. And it's all very powerful.
You see staff trying out new things all the time. They're ready and able and willing to try new technology, new apps. They're always talking outside of the classroom, which, you know, kind of sounds nerdy, but they are. They want to talk about things. What are you doing? What's your best practice? And they're trying to do as many different things for the students as possible, give the students as many opportunities to show what they know. And that's how I see them trying to engage the students. You see it as well. They're coming in at lunch after school. They're giving the students as many opportunities as possible to show what they know.